back to give you the legal edge. Around the country, a handful of people were targeted by gunfire recently. One of them killed for seemingly innocent mistakes, like knocking on the wrong door or pulling into the wrong driveway. So I asked attorney Brian Waldman about the laws on the books here in Michigan that homeowners need to be aware of before they take action if some uninvited guests show up.
I think the discussion about these types of situations has to focus on two laws and really gaining an understanding of two laws. The first law that I think is commonly misunderstood is, what does it mean to be a trespasser? Michigan has a trespassing statute, and it defines a trespasser as someone who's been asked not to come on another person's land and then goes on that land, or has been asked to leave that land or property and refuses to leave. There's that requirement. So if I'm driving down the road, or any person's driving down the road, and they decide they want to turn around and they pull in someone's driveway, they haven't broken the law. They're not a trespasser. If they're walking down the sidewalk and for whatever reason, maybe there's a person coming in the direction that needs extra room, they step on someone's lawn, they're not a trespasser. There's that requirement that the person affirmatively tell them not to come on, or that they ask them to leave. And the only exception to that requirement is when there's farmland that has posted signs to keep out or fencing around the property. So that's the first law. What's a trespasser? The second is a stand your ground law. About half the states in the country have what's called stand your ground laws, and Michigan is one of those states. And those laws affirmatively state that a person doesn't need to retreat, that they can stay in a place that they have a legal place to be, including their own home, and they can use a certain amount of force to defend themselves. And in Michigan, what the statute says is a person can use deadly force to defend themselves, but only if they have an honest belief and a reasonable belief that deadly force is required to prevent their own death or the death of someone else, to prevent imminent great bodily harm to themselves or someone else, or to prevent an imminent sexual assault to themselves or someone else. That's the only time that type of force can be used, and they can use less than deadly force if they have an honest and reasonable belief that that force is required to prevent an illegal physical assault against them or someone else. So again, if we look at a situation where someone pulls in a driveway, someone may have an honest belief just because someone pulls in their driveway that somehow their life is at risk. But that's probably not a reasonable belief. And the belief has to be honest and reasonable before the force is used.